So these are some of the photos that showing the talk that I have conducted so far, right? And of course, as usual, disclaimer, right? I hope this presentation is not in any way intended to provide investment advice or recommendation to buy, sell, or lease a property, right? So PropNex or myself should not actually have any liability for any losses or expenses whatsoever moving forwards, right? So it's purely on reference and education purpose, right? So I hope we make ourselves clear, right? We try our best to provide the data, right? And all this data that I'm going to show to you are plugged from, majority are from the URA websites, right? So they are actually all real data. Okay, so without further ado, let's move on to the first topic on should I buy a freehold or a leasehold property, right? What I say, this is actually one of the very common question, and a lot of people actually getting confused, right? Moving forward, they don't know what to select, which one to buy, right? And I think if we look at in the broader aspect, in general, normally a leasehold property are able to appreciate faster as compared to leasehold property, right? One of the main reasons is because leasehold property is actually much more affordable, right? So more people are able to buy because they are more affordable. And on the counterpart, freehold property, normally it comes with a premium, right? And especially Singapore, I think we don't have a lot of freehold property, right? So all these are actually very rare species. And when government come out a land sales program, normally they are all 99 years. So the only chance that you are able to buy a freehold property is actually from those en bloc sites, right? And if you come to en bloc, if the developer are not going to offer a good price to the owners in those old freehold projects, I'm sure, I think they got hard time to get the 80% consensus and so on, right? So if developer pay a high price, normally when they come out a new project and they put out to the market, right? They can't sell you too cheap, right? That's the reason why freehold normally come with a premium as compared to leasehold, right? So should you buy a freehold or leasehold? I think very much depend on what kind of objective that you are looking at. On the one I will elaborate further, right? So, but before that, I'm going to show you a chart of the last 10 years, right? This is actually what I say in general. 99 leasehold property appreciate actually more than a freehold, right? In the last 10 years, 99 years property actually appreciated by 88.55%, right? And the data actually was plugged from URA website, right? And this overall average per square foot include the new launch, include the EC, include the resale 99 years, this whole project, right? And if you compare to freehold, we are talking about 70% only. So we are about like more than 10% less smaller or lesser than the leasehold property, right? And this is also an overall comparison. So consists of resale and new launch project, right? So 80% versus 70%. That was actually the last 10 years performance in terms of average per square foot between a freehold and a 99 years project, right? So I am going to start my sharing with this case study, right? So this is actually consists of like 3 projects in the graph spanning a time frame of like from 1995, if you can see from the chart here, right, all the way to today's 2019, 2020. Right, so it's actually quite a long span of time, enough for us to really study a performance between a freehold and a leasehold project, right? But over here, I am not using a freehold. I'm using a 999 years versus 99 years. So 999 years, I think right now most of the Singapore 999 years project actually started from 1880 something, right? So basically, we still have about 800 over years of balance lease, right? So those 999 actually are as good as freehold at this stage at this point of time. When it comes to valuation, actually, I don't see we have actually any difference between a triple nine and a freehold. Right, so I have this thing called Project A and Project B. So I don't want to mention which project. I think we just want to use this as a case study, right, to let you understand over times how a project perform, right? So Project A is actually a 999 years project, which is actually the red color timeline, right? And then Project B is the 99 years project. The lease started from 1976. Right, so that is actually denoted by the green color timeline, right? So we can actually forget about the blue color one at this point of time, right? So over in the whole stretch of span of time, you can see actually the 999 project normally perform much better as compared to the 99 years, right? And but of course, at certain point of time, you can also see that the 999 are moving very close to the 99 years project, right? Then after that, it really open up the gap when the age getting older, right? So this basically is actually a freehold, a 999 versus 99, right? So for example, at this point of time, November 1999, right? If you can look at the graph now, Project A actually was transacted at $642 per square foot versus Project B, 283, right? So there's actually a huge gap at that point of time when the market start to run, right? 1999 November, we are having a small peak, if you still can recall back, right? So if you are looking at this point of time, what's the difference? So the Project B, a 99 years project at this point of time already spent 23 years in terms of their lease, right? So we have a gap of $359 per square foot for these two particular projects, right? So when the time goes on, let's say we take this point, October 2007, or if you can see Project A and Project B actually suddenly come close to this point of time, right? That was before 2008, before our financial crisis, right? And of course, certain transformation happened in this area in the year of 2007. Government did announce some very huge transformation in local area. So you can see actually the price shot up also. Freehold actually run much higher as compared to the 99 years project, right? So that was when the project, the 99 years project reached 31 years old, right? So the gap become 22 per square foot, right? So that actually, maybe Kerry actually tell us, if you are going to buy a freehold project, I think the initial part of the timeline might not be so critical as compared between a freehold and 99. But the critical part maybe is actually coming towards when the project age further, right? So you will see a huge difference after that, right? For example, at this point of time, right, we have, this is, let me see, I moved my photo. Okay, at this point of time, Project A are transacted at more than $1,000, right? And Project B, 739, right? So you can see there are some differences over here. That is actually at the age of 39 years old, right? But even though, if you look at Project B performance, also not too bad, right? If you look at the whole range from the time that they buy and then until almost 40 years old, it still haven't reached the very critical actually assessment or the critical point yet. I don't know, moving forwards, I don't have any data already, right? We have to see, monitor, and I will maybe share again if I have a chance, right? So there is actually one project in one of the districts in Singapore, right? And the other one is actually this one, Freehold versus 99. Okay, these two projects, in fact, they are all in the same area, very close to each other. That's the reason why I want to use these two to do a comparison, right? So this is another project, A, 99 years from 1992, which is actually the blue color timeline, right? Project B is actually a freehold project, right? We are talking about a red color timeline, and then project C will be the green color timeline, right? Another project is actually a 99 years from 2003. So we have two 99 years project and two freehold project. They are all clustered in the same area, right? Very close to each other in one part of the Singapore, right? So, okay, let us actually go through. Okay, maybe before I show the data, I want to actually, for you to take note on the blue color timeline, which is project. That's the oldest project in this comparison from 1992, right? You can see actually after 1992 to 2006, in fact, the price still can go up, no? So that also explains now, if you're buying a 99 years project, the initial part really doesn't make a lot of difference. If the market are doing well, right, if your project are having a good demand, your price will still continue to follow the market trend, right? That's what I'm trying to say, right? Then we just use maybe at November 2005, that's actually where by the point the freehold project start to launch, right? Then there's TOP in 2007 and 2008, right? You can see project A at that point of time is 497 per square foot. Project B 653, which is another freehold project, and project C is a 739 per square foot. Okay, sorry, the project B is a 99 years project. I think I forgot to change the text, right? I'm so sorry. Okay, right, so that at this point of time, project A, the 99 years project, already reached 13 years old. We have a gap of $242 as compared to the freehold project C, right? The newer project, which is only 2 years old, which is project B, right? We only see $86 per square foot kind of difference, right? So when the time goes by 2012, which is one of the peak time or going to the peak time in Singapore property market trend, right? Project A achieved 1151 per square foot, which is the 99 years project, right? Project B, also another 99 years project, actually reached 1295 per square foot, right? So project C 1485. So the newer project, the 99 years old, actually are performing better than the older 99 years project. That also actually tell us age also play some important role if you are comparing a 99 and 99, right, among the two projects. So when the age actually getting older, right, you will see actually depreciation, or there will be a price gap difference between the two projects, right? So this is 334 PSF, 17 years old versus the freehold, right? And then for project B will be $224 per square foot, which is just a 9 years old, 99 years project, right? So if you move on further, right, in June 2019, which is quite recent, project A hit 1362, project B actually 1620, right? And then project C 1748. So from here you can see, right, we have the difference of $386 per square foot, which is a 27 years old project, right? And then the younger 99 years old, 16 years old, now they are only having $128 per square foot, right? So from here, I think we are able to see age did play a part in the property trend, but it has to be in a very long cycle. If you are looking at only 5-10 years, I think you will not have the kind of great impact whether between a 99 or freehold, right? So this is actually a case study that I prepared for you. I hope it helped in answering whether to buy a freehold or 99, right? So just to do a quick summary, property age have an impact on property price. I think definitely you are able to see from the graph itself, when the age of the property get older, right, the price actually show a huge difference along the way, right? Then initial period might not be so obvious in terms of pricing disparity between a freehold and 99 years, right? And transformation help freehold appreciate faster as compared to leasehold when the leasehold property aging, right? For example, if you're holding a freehold or leasehold in the same location, and after 30 years, if that location has a huge transformation coming up, definitely the freehold property, I think, will appreciate much more as compared to the leasehold property. That's what I'm trying to say, right? So freehold or leasehold, which is better? I think, yeah, that depends on your objective. I mean, why are you buying the property, right? So are you buying for own stay, for investment? Are you looking at rental yield? Right? Are you looking at the capital appreciation? Right. So this will determine whether you should buy a freehold or a leasehold property. Purely if for investment and you are not going to hold for like 5 years, not even a 10 years period, then I think either one, or I think the leasehold will give you a better rental yield return because their pricing normally are cheaper as compared to freehold. But if you are going to buy something to keep for a long time, right, to use it as a legacy, for example, right? So I think that I will advise you really have to go into freehold property, right? And how long do you want to hold, right? So that will be another question we have to ask ourselves when it comes to making a decision to buy which type, right? And your investment budget play a part, right? If they say, for example, if we have 1 million, right, and where should we invest in the 1 million? Are we going for location, or are we going for leasehold or freehold, right? The kind of question I think we have to ask ourselves. But the best is actually if you are able to invest in a location that you find it very attractive, at the same time you are able to, I mean the property is within your reach. So that will be the best. I mean the two sides of the coin. That will be the best of the situation, right? And I think location to me, based on my experience, when it comes to leasehold or freehold, sometimes you also play a part, especially if you're buying a leasehold. If you can look into a more promising location, if you are able to foresee a lot of future transformation coming up, right? And that is actually one of the popular area. I am sure that will give you a better chance to get more profit out of your investment, right? So these are the few things you have to ask yourself before you make a decision. So my sharing, the short sharing, also only give you some guidance, references, what you're supposed to look out for, and what are the impacts on the two property when it comes to the age, especially the age getting much older, right? Okay, so a very common question also here: how many brand new freehold 99 years unit available for sales now? Sorry, it's not a common question. It's actually not many people are asking this question, right? Normally we only know there will be a lot of supply in the market between this year, last year, this year, right? We have enough supply in the market, but actually not many people drill in to check how many freehold property are available and how many leasehold property are available, right? So there's actually one question, maybe a lot of time I never see people asking, right? So tonight I thought it's good, maybe I can do some sharing on this part. The other thing is actually the location, right? Freehold, leasehold, how many of them are located in OCR? How many of them are located in RCR and CCR respectively, right? So I would like to share with you the numbers, right? So this is actually the chart that I prepared for all of you. 13,099 years project, new launch project right now are available in the market. Right, that's actually for 99 years, and 5,800 units for freehold. So you can see actually freehold are very limited. We are like less than half of the 99 years projects. Right, so that's the numbers, and this number actually derived from those projects already launched but haven't still got balance units, and it also catered for those already gotten the approval, written approval, but yet to launch. So all these numbers are inside here, right? So if you break them down into the OCR or RCR or CCR, this will be the numbers, right? So CCR having a very uniform, like between the freehold and the leasehold, right? Then RCR, we see quite a big gap, and OCR, majority of them are having 99 years leasehold projects, right? Okay, so is it a right time to buy a property now or not? Right, I think we have to ask ourselves, I would like to ask myself now, what's my mindset at this point in time? Before we are able to answer, is it a right time to buy? So are we thinking that the market will drop at this point of time. I mean, if that is inside me, then most likely maybe whatever opportunity come, I will not grab it, because my mind, my subconscious already programmed in such a manner, right? My friends are telling me not to buy now, right? The recession is coming. So many supply, why hurry? Right? Developer will drop price further and waiting for government to remove the ABSD. I want to save enough before I buy. Right? Market sentiment is very bad. COVID-19 will cause the market to crash. Right? Wait for fire sales. Right? So these are actually a lot of negativity thoughts, or so-called, I will not say negative because it's based on individual. Right? But I'm saying if they say we are focusing on this, if they say our mind are programmed, our subconscious mind are programmed in such a thing that these are the things that we are seeing now, right? That means our focus is not to find something whereby it's good buy in the market. We are not able to see them. Why? Because our mind will be actually blocked by all this auto programming that you have set inside yourself, right? So this is what I'm trying to say. That's why I say whether the right time to buy or not, that also depends on what is our focusing right now, right? For example, in the car show fact, if they say this guy is giving a 10,000 discount, the car salesman, and if you are able to commit now, you will get the 10,000 discount, right? But because they say at that point of time, my focusing is not to buy yet. I'm not ready, right? I'm not aware whether by having this 10,000, am I getting a very good deal or not. I'm not ready to commit, right? So even though this opportunity is in front of me, 10,000 discount is actually a very good discount in terms of car sales, for example, right? I will miss the deal, right? Because my mind is not ready. I don't know what is called good deal, right? And you know, something is going to block me, and because of the mindset is not there, right? The focusing is actually wrong. So that is what I'm trying to say. When come to whether is it a good time to buy or not, our mindset is very important. Are we prepared to buy if there's a good deal? What kind of deal is called a good deal, right? So for example, right, I have 4 circle here, a brand new freehold property on mine, right? Right, I have a brand new leasehold property and a prime location resale leasehold property. You know, are you aware that, you know, over the last year massive new launch transaction, it has actually moved, right? This brand new leasehold property actually has moved up to very close to a freehold property price. Some of them even more expensive than a freehold property price, right? So that is actually my observation because of the huge, massive transaction going on, right? So now you can see there's a gap in between a brand new, right? Then the resale leasehold property also has performed very strongly in some of the district, right? So it has also come close to a freehold property price, right? And that is resale leasehold property, right? And certain property in a prime location, we are seeing already, you know, the price become very attractive because of the movement of the brand new leasehold property and resale leasehold property. They have actually moved up very strong, right, in certain district, right? So if you actually put all the circle together, and I'm going to ask you a question. If they say now you got the opportunity, should you buy or not over here, right? This within this. So that means if you are buying here, you can get a free brand new freehold property, right? And they are selling cheaper than a resale brand new property. They are selling cheaper than a brand new leasehold property, and they are located at a good location, right? So you have all the 4 circle intercept, and you get this quadrant here, right? So if one day you happen to come across this type of property, right, will you buy or not? Right? Are you ready? You know, our mind, are we programmed to receive those things that the market will crash? So even though I got a good deal, I am not going to commit, or I will miss it, right? So opportunity occur when we are ready. That's what I'm trying to say. When we are ready, then we can see real opportunity. We can see real good buy in the market, right? So that is actually a piece of advice I just want to put across to every one of you who are listening now, right? So now, very fast, quickly, I'm going into the checklist to select a freehold property, right? So first thing will be the popularity. I have to run a bit faster because the time I think is running up, right? Why have to choose a popular estate if you are looking into a freehold property, right? I really show you some of the slides in front. Normally 99 years appreciate more than a freehold, right? Because they are more affordable in a way, right? So if you are going to invest into a freehold property, maybe you should look into an estate whereby it's more popular for freehold buyers, right? That's what I'm trying to say. So you will be able to get more transactions, right? And that estate have to be maybe contain more freehold property in that sense, right? So popularity, right? Last 10 years, example of a freehold popular district, right? Last 10 year performance, I pluck up the graph, I do some research, and I have a very interesting finding that I want to share with all of you, right? This is 99 years. Actually, in the last 10 years, it appreciated by 51%, right? But the freehold counterpart actually appreciated more than 100%, right? We have like more than double the kind of performance. So do you know which estate I'm referring to or not? Anyway, I can't hear from you, right? Okay, so this is District 15. So District 15 is one district whereby I think freehold is more popular, right, in this district, based on the facts and figures, right? And you can see actually it's quite a huge difference in terms of the price appreciation, right? And the prime area in the whole of District 15 is quite big, but the prime area actually lie within this belt here, like Tanjong Rhu, Mayor, and Amber area, right? This is actually the very top prime district in the whole of District 15, and people always associate this three location with like 9, 10, 11. They always say after 9, 10, 11, the next one will be here. This District 15, Amber, Mayor, and Tanjong Rhu area, right? So minutes to downtown Marina, yeah, it's very nice, right? So the second thing on my checklist, normally I think we have to take note is potential upside. Whether am I investing in the right property, whether is there any upside for this piece of property or not, right? So potential upside, I will look into the transformation. That's actually first thing normally I will look into. Whether is there any like interesting transformation in the area that I'm going to buy, right? And is there any future demand, you know, in this area? So that's something that I want to study if I'm going to buy a piece of freehold property, right? So for District 15, this is actually the original waterfront district, right? Back then, Singapore only have East Coast waterfront district. We don't have any other waterfront district, but right now, if you look at the master plan, right, we have many coming up. We have like Punggol waterfront district. We have the Changi waterfront district, Bayshore. Another new waterfront district is actually forming, right? Kampong Bugis, and we have the CBD and Marina area, Greater Southern Waterfront, which is a GSW. That is actually a huge waterfront district, right? So Changi project, I want to run very fast on this. If you need to pick up any of the information, maybe you can check with some of the, those agents that have invited you, right? So Changi City is actually another waterfront district in the future, right? Which is indicated somewhere around here, right? And this area definitely is going to bring more jobs for Singaporeans. And if you are staying in the east side, that you are able to benefit to get the big pool of tenants when this whole place are being developed up, right? And Bayshore District, this is actually Bayshore District, 12,500 public and private home is coming, right? A very big district in the Bayshore area, right? This is actually the proposed plan. So another waterfront district here, right? Then we have Kampong Bugis, right? Another 4,000 new private residential unit is coming here. So definitely this is actually a waterfront development because we are facing the Kallang Rivers, right? Then CBD and Marina downtown. But before I go into CBD and Marina downtown, I just want to point to you this particular area called Tanjong Rhu area, right? I think that is actually important, right? The golf course is going to give way. It's going to phase out in 2024, right? And where's Marina Golf Course, which is over here? You can see the red circle, right? We have a huge plot of empty land if golf course start to move out, right? And government actually last minute put in an additional MRT station. If you still can recall, this founder memorial station was not planned initially. It was actually added on later part, right? And this is whereby the station will be located, right? And over here, I think for government to put an MRT station, we need enough catchment, right? So that in the future, I'm sure there will be more residential project coming up here, so that they are able to justify to put an MRT station at this place, right? So this is a place whereby they can build plenty of housing here, right? So another waterfront district, if you look at it, right? Then after that, we move on to CBD, Marina, Greater Southern Waterfront area, whereby a lot of report already. I'm sure you are aware of all this, right? So if you look at 2019 master plan, your master plan is actually one very important thing that I always call this actually a lighthouse to our property investment journey, because that will guide you to the place whereby you're supposed to go, right? So, but if you study properly on the 2019 master plan, I think the master plan are talking about waterfront living, right? That I've shared with you quickly earlier on, right? So it's all about waterfront living, and the original prime waterfront district is actually at District 15. That is our original prime waterfront district, which is somewhere maybe along this belt, right? The 4 circle there, right? And we are really in between the upcoming waterfront district. To the south is actually Greater Southern Waterfront. To the east is Changi City, right? And government also announced Circle 9, they already built 3 more MRT stations, right? Keppel, Cantonment, and Prince Edward, right? We have these 3 new MRT stations that are going to close up the circle loop, right? So if you put this 3 MRT station in the map, and between the Thomson East Coastline and the and the Circle Line, you will see this thing, right? The 2 lines actually will be connected together with an interchange at Marina Bay, right? Okay, so when these 2 lines connected together, what can you expect from here, right? Then this is what is going to happen, right? We are connecting the dot of waterfront transformation, right, between the new and the old original waterfront district, right? They will be connected together, and I'm sure those people who are at the original waterfront district will be able to enjoy or benefit from the height of the new waterfront district. Why? Because waterfront district, I think when government open up the GLS, it's not going to be cheap, right? Many developers might be interested to come for the bidding, and the bid price might be very high, and that will actually impose onto the launch price, right? So eventually all this waterfront district, I'm sure the price is not going to be cheap, and they are all 99 years, right? So the only place to find a freehold in the whole belt of waterfront district is in Mayor and Amber area. So if you are going to stay along the waterfront, right, you want to enjoy the height, the future height, all right, then, and you want freehold, you got nowhere to go. I think the best place to go is still in Mayor and Amber area, right? These are the area whereby you only can most of them are freehold projects along here, right? Other than that, next time, no more already, right? The rest of the GLS coming up in the future will be all 99 years leasehold, and that's what is going to happen in the next 5, 10, 20, 30 years, right? We are talking about this transformation, right? That's actually 2019 master plan all about. Right, so Thomson East Coastline is coming to East Coast area, and I think this is actually a very important milestone for East Coast property. Why? Because we have waited for 36 years. 36 years before we see or we get an MRT station traveling into the east side of the island, right? 36 years since our first MRT started in 1987 or so, right? So 36 years before the MRT come in, the property in East Coast already we see huge appreciation, right? Because this is actually a prime and a very popular area. And can you imagine after the MRT will come in, right? What kind of impact you can feel from here, right? I'm very excited to see the outcome after the MRT started starting to in operation when come 2023, right? Right, so prime area in District 15. This is actually the prime area, and over here, right here, they also have some interesting thing coming up, which is actually our sport hub. Right, you can see we have government is going to actually add more facilities to this area, right? So if you are looking at the picture, I think if you are a resident that stay in the east, and you definitely will look forward to see all this transformation, all these changes, right? It looks very nice, and it really is lifestyle staying if you are near all these facilities, right? You can see these are the new thing that they are going to put at the stadium sport hub, and they already start to construct the Singapore Tennis Center, which is this one, right? It's a very nice court, indoor and outdoor court. I think that is actually look very futuristic, right? A football hub, and then this is actually cool, right? For those people who love to cycle, we have the velodrome. Actually, it's for people to cycle inside the stadium, right? This is actually something very cool, right? And moving forwards, opposite the sport hubs, right? We have the Old Kallang Airport, and this place in the Straits Times just only 2 months ago, the state government is to seek public ideas on rejuvenating this area. So I take a look at the master plan in this area. This is actually what I found, right? You will have a lot of hotel moving forwards that facing the river, right? And over here, you will get a lot of commercial buildings as well. Those are full commercials, maybe a shopping complex, that kind of things, right? And at the same time, you got a lot of white side. White side meaning it's flexible to build anything on this area. It's more flexible in terms of planning, right? So these are the master plan for Kallang River area near Sport Hub, right? So imagine if you are staying here, right? All this transformation, can you imagine once all these are done, are we able to pull a lot of young executives, right? Those people who love to enjoy lifestyle to come to stay in the east side? I'm sure it will, right? So that's actually how we pull more buyers, and this will become a very popular estate to live in, right? And that will help in your exit plan because of the demand in the future, right? So the third thing I'm going to check will be the risk level, right? So this is something that I think is very important because we don't want to buy something at a very high risk, right? So risk level will concern whether am I paying at the right price or not, right? So that is something, exercise that I want to go through with all of you, how I assess the risk level for my investment, right? So first thing, East Coast, let's say we talk about leaf thing, is actually a good area to invest for all the freehold property, right? This is actually East Coast. Then we normally East Coast actually separated into three areas. The first layer will be actually the one facing the sea, right? The first layer. Then after that, we have the second layer, right, which is here. And then the third layer, right? This is basically the area, like if you're familiar in East Coast, you will see all these three formations, right? So first layer normally will have a premium to pay if you're buying a property there because you have a very unobstructed, clear sea views, right? Then followed by second and third layer, right? So that's something you have to take note in the East Coast, right? And I'm going to use this project, which is actually located at the first layer of East Coast area called Coastline Residences, right? So this is very near to Tanjong Katong MRT station, right? We are here, and this is only about 2 minutes to Tanjong Katong MRT station, right? And this project is very, very nice, modern, and you have a lot of like unique features whereby you cannot see in other project. For example, this like sky bridge or terrace here, so you can find this on every floor, right? So normally I think that is quite unique in a way. And right, you have a very nice arrival hall, right? A very nice social 50-meter L-shaped white social pool, right? And this is actually the pool view. And the best thing is actually this is what only project on the rooftop we have a sky pool, right? So this project has two pools, one on the ground and the other one actually on the sky, right? So imagine if you are staying on the lower floor, right? You still have the chance to enjoy the sea view by visiting via the sky terraces, or if not, you can go to the sky pool, swimming pool. We have the barbecue pavilion up there for you to enjoy, right? So this is actually something very unique in the area, right? And for example, if they say someone recommend me this unit in Coastline, for example, it's a 1-bedroom unit, right? And his price tag is 1.063, right? So if they say I'm going to buy this unit, first of all, I look at the layout of this unit. Is there any actually negative part or not? So Coastline layout, since it's actually located at this little circle, it's a corner stand-alone unit, right? So to me, it comes to my mind already. Normally 1-bedroom, how can a 1-bedroom actually having a kind of luxury, right? You are standing alone and you are not joining to any neighbors. That's not something not very possible already in other development, right? It's quite unique in a way. And because this is actually a stand-alone unit, you will be able to see a lot of opening, you know. You can get windows, right? Windows, the master bedroom got 2 sides of windows opening, and then the toilet, master bath also come with windows. So these are something that attracted me. They say I am looking for projects. All this already is a plus point. But more important thing is actually the price. So I still want to study the price to determine what is my risk level, right? So I'm going to do, I will check the current transaction in the resale market first, right? What kind of property are transacted and how much are they transacted, right? So after I do the research, I find ACCR and RCR 99 years 1-bedroom already hit more than 1 million mark, right? Dual residential, city lights, and all these two are in RCR, which is about same status like East Coast, District 15, right? This is CCR, right? We have like 1.06 for a 99 years resale leasehold, already hit more than 1 million. I think that's a good sign if I'm going to buy the Coastline at 1.063. To me, I think my risk is very low, right? So I do some check further on at the local area that I'm going to buy, for example, District 15, right? I found out the Shaw 103 leasehold already at 1 million mark, right? And that means 103 years in District 15 actually can achieve 1 million. If I'm going to buy a freehold at 1.063, what is my risk? So that's something that I'll ask myself, right? And one amber is a freehold development. So when it's a resale market hit 1.18 million, right? So if freehold resale are able to achieve 1.18, if I'm buying a brand new at 1.063, what is my risk? So again, I will ask myself, right? And the sea view in the nearby coastline already hit 1.175, right? Meaning if I'm going to buy this unit that my friend recommended to me, a freehold property having a very unique all window, a lot of windows opening, I can get good ventilation, right? And 2 minutes to MRT station, and I'm paying something, a brand new one, but I'm paying something lesser than a 99 years leasehold resale market in the other place of the RCR. And in the local area here, I'm paying cheaper than a resale freehold units. I think the risk on my side, I will say, is very low if that's the case, right? So this is actually how level if I'm going to buy this unit, right? So, and another thing booster come in whereby a seaside residences, which is a new launch project in District 15 as well, right? Already crossed 1.2 million. So meaning a new 99 years new launch are able to dump more than 1.2 million. If I'm buying a freehold at 1.063 million, what's my risk? So I will find out, my risk in fact is very, very low, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. Where is our risk level? Are we making this kind of assessment when you invest a property or not? If you are, then I think your investment normally will not go wrong, right? So another thing, if they say you have a 2-bedroom, 2+ study or what, and this unit are going at 1.7, 1.673 to 251 per square foot. So the same thing, enclosed kitchen, a lot of opening, right? Windows and so on. Study room got windows, kitchen got windows, enclosed kitchens, right? I think the features, the layout is very good, right? But it's the pricing, whether I'm not sure whether this price should I buy or not, right? So same thing, I'm going to do a assessment, right? Recently, Citygate, for example, actually resale, 99 years resale, cross 1.6 million mark, right? and that's in RCR, which is same status like our District 15, for example, right? And the Shore Residentials, which is actually the project that I mentioned to you, 103 years, 2-bedroom, crossed 1.4 million mark. But this is 99 years, right? In fact, if 1.6 something, we are not very far away. It's less than 20%, which is still considered reasonable, right? So to move on, I want to get more evidence. I found out a freehold project in one acre can achieve 1.8 million now, right? 2 years ago. And the Seaside Residentials, which is a new project launched 99 years, crossed 1.7 million mark, right? So that actually give me some confidence. If I'm going to buy this unit that they recommend to me, 1.673, right? To get a freehold brand new, and I think my risk level is not high because other people are, the old one, the resale market already transacted at this kind of price, right? So 1.6 something is definitely cheaper than those have already done deal in the resale market, right? So that will give me the kind of confidence. So the fourth thing I want to share is the next thing normally I will, on my checklist will be the low entry price. Whether this project that I'm buying, right, am I buying at a very low entry price among all the 200 units or owners? Is my price attractive one? Or am I buying very high as compared to what my neighbor are paying? So this is also very important. That will determine your profit margin moving forward in case if you need to exit out from this property, right? So low entry price is another factor. Really, you have to check how much are you paying as compared to your neighbors, right? So this is, you have to compare the surrounding new launches, and at the same time, it's a project that you are going to buy in. You have to make the comparison as well, right? So I'm going to use Coastline 3-bedroom as an example for this to let you better understand, right? So we have this like 1109 square feet. This is actually one of the best layout in the 3+ utility, right? So the size is not huge for a 3-bedroom, for example. I mean, if you compare to the older project. But if you come into this unit itself, you'll be amazed as how clever is the architect, right? The area really is very proportioned, and you will never feel cramped when you are inside the house, especially the master bedroom, right? 20.1 square meter, it comes with a little balcony, right? And the 20.1 doesn't include the balcony yet, right? So can you imagine how big is a master bedroom? Right, so this is actually the facing. Let's say there's a unit facing the pool, 2.498. Hey, whether is it expensive? Should I buy this unit or $2,252 per square foot? Right. So same thing. I went on to check. There's actually recently the RCR Woodday, which is in Potong Pasir, hit 2.5 million for a 3-bedroom, 1076 per square foot. Right. A new launch in Potong Pasir, buyers are willing to pay 2.5 million because all these are transacted and already caveated, right? And again, Seaside Residences, 2.5 million, 99 years new launch, right? So the surrounding area, I compare with Seaside. I think that my price, if I buy a freehold, less than 2.5 million, but the 99 years new launch project already crossed 2.5 million, right? That actually give me some confidence level to buy into this unit. So I have to come back to also make some comparison among the nearer, like the freehold project, right? So if this unit that my friend is recommending me at $2,252 per square foot, am I paying higher than other people in the surrounding? No, right? So if you look at those PSF here and the quantum here, right? If at a 2.498 million, in fact, I will be the lowest for those recent transactions in the area, and my square foot is about the same. In fact, they are similar, right? So that's actually what I'm trying to say. After you have done so, that kind of comparison, you'll be understand, yeah. So if you are ready, you really focus and your mindset is correct, you are going to look out for a good buy, value buy, then you will start to see opportunity, right? And if you start to make comparison with numbers, because numbers won't lie to you, right? These are the real transacted figures. Then you will say that this unit, in fact, I think pose quite a good investment opportunity, right? If you are going to invest in a freehold property, right? So the fifth thing that I will check is actually rentability. So if you are going to invest in District 15 East Coast area, MRT will be ready by 2023. 2 minutes walk to MRT. We are very close to CBD, right? East Coast Park, good facilities, and future direct link to the airport for the East Coast line. And we are already the prime location, the location within the location in the whole District 15, very close to Changi Airport, right? So all these are very good 条件 very good what call it 条件 very good opportunity for us. I forget the words. All these are very good terms, right? That you are able to get a tenant to come to your place in case if you're not going to stay, right? For certain reasons, you want to move out or what. No problem to get a renter or a tenant to come to East Coast, right? So far, that's my experience. Right, so with that, then these are the average rental transaction, right? So you can see actually we are hitting at this very like not a right high, not a peak time. We are able to hit more than like $5 plus at a maximum, right? Averagely $3 over, $4 over. But when you are new, definitely you're able to get higher rental rate, and when the MRT is in, definitely the rental will increase as well, right? Because you are able to attract a lot of people from Marina area, CBD area. They come to East Coast, only 3 stations, right? It's very convenient. Right, so more tenants definitely will be coming into East Coast area. Okay, so yeah, that's my sharing so far. I hope I have like give you some insights on how to pick up a freehold property, and normally what are the checklists that you have to be aware, what to check for if you like going to buy a unit there. Right, what are the things that you have to check? And I also actually share with you the freehold versus leasehold, what are the differences, and I also share with you, is it the right time to buy or not? Right, so those are the things that I've shared so far in the last like 50 minutes and so. Right, so I hope you all enjoy, and I'm going to hand over to Eddie to see whether is there anything that Eddie had. Eddie?
Hi. Yeah. Thank you, Jeep, for your sharing. So I think there's some question that was asked lah. I mean, based on resale property, right? Because based on your sharing, you compare the 999 and freehold, right? So they are asking, so in future, when you resell this property into the resale market, let's say today if they buy a freehold versus a 999 new launch, when they resell, is there going to be a difference in the prices?
No, in terms of valuation, it shouldn't have any differences, because Singapore 999 years property still have balance years of 800 over years, right? So that is still a very long way to go. Unless the remaining years become lesser and lesser, then that will impose some difference, right? So like, for example, I see 999 years, a lot of, for example, landed property, right? Big ticket items, 999 years, they are also selling like a leasehold price, I mean a freehold price, right? So to me, I think 800 over years still doesn't cause any differences between a freehold and a 999 years yet, right? So they are treated as good as freehold. Okay, I hope I answer your questions.
I think that's a good answer for them to get some insights. So they are also asking, because you mentioned about, let's say your case study is on this coastline residences. They are asking freehold condominium, like in the east side, about the same size as coastline, 100 to 200 units, versus a leasehold mega project. If you are, that means that based on your expert view, what do you recommend that they choose?
Okay, like what I say, I think leasehold and freehold, first of all, the initial part will not impose a lot of differences in terms of value, right? If you talk about 10, 20, I think not more than 20 years, I will not foresee there will be a huge differences in terms of capital appreciation, right? But make sure, I think one thing is you have to be aware, if they say an area whereby freehold are more popular than the leasehold, then you will see a lopsided kind of things. Being like, just now I show you some graph, certain area really you will see leasehold are moving faster than freehold. Some area freehold are moving faster than leasehold, right, in general. Right, so those are the things maybe we have to take note, and make sure your entry price is correct. So entry price, how to determine whether is it a good entry price. I already shared with you. You have to compare among your own project that you're going to buy, right? And then of course you have to compare among the neighboring projects, right? So those are more important factors that you have to take note, rather than you focus on whether a leasehold or a freehold. Unless you buy it, you want to keep it for legacy, you want to pass down to your next generation, and you know this is the location that I want. I will never want to sell. I want to pass it down to my children's, right? So if that is your plan, and you have already very decisive on this, your decision has made, right? And you will never want to change, then definitely I think you have to go for freehold, right? You don't go for leasehold and end up you have to change hand again, right? So voice down to the root, I still want to say what is your objective of buying, right? Whether are you going to hold for long, or you are purely looking at the investment point of view, right? And buying you, I think right now when we buy property, we are talking about mid to long term holding, right? We can't actually hold too short now because the appreciation might not come in so fast, right? So make the right choice by maybe discuss with your agents, those people who actually invited you to the seminars. I hope you can maybe discuss with them. I'm sure they will be able to give you some insights on which one to buy, right? Thank you.
Thank you, Jip. So you mentioned about buying freehold for legacy. I have a very interesting question over here by one of the participants. So they're asking, if buying freehold for investment, right, what is your recommended time frame to hold the property? That means how long should they hold the property, or by when they should, let's say, sell it in future? If let's say they're buying freehold for investment.
Okay, nobody can predict at which point of time you're supposed to sell, right? I think that will also depend on the market condition, right? Whether is there any future transformation. For example, if they say I recommend you to look at East Coast District 15, because I know there will be transformation coming in, right? And normally after transformation, you will see capital appreciation beside the market inflation. I mean the inflation of the economies, right? You have more chances of getting the capital appreciation, right? That's what I'm trying to say, right? So I can't actually tell you you have to hold for how many years, but if you foresee 5 years later in the particular area, there'll be maybe more development coming out. There'll be GLS, for example, like what I have mentioned to you, District 15. I tell you, the next wave will be all 99 years new launch. All the waterfront district in Bayshore, in Tanjong Rhu, for example, in the nearby District 14, right? And after this lot of freehold property being sold, even you want to buy a brand new freehold, so you don't have any chance to buy, right? You have to wait for the next en bloc cycle when developers start to buy into the old projects, right? And that maybe you have to wait for 10 years. But you want to ask yourself, if I got a chance to buy now and buy at a very attractive price for certain projects, you still got opportunity and you miss it, right? And the next wave coming in are all 99 years. And are they going to sell cheap? You can look at seaside residences. They are 99 years. They are under GLS. But are they selling cheap? No, they are selling actually much more expensive than the freehold price that you can see from my slides earlier on, right? But I'm not saying their project is not a good project. Definitely seaside is a good project. That's why people are willing to pay that kind of price. It's actually a good project, right? But with that price, if you have the chance to own a freehold property right now in the prime District 15, why don't you take action? I mean, that's my question, right? I always like to ask the buyer why you are still waiting. If you have the chance to get the best, you want to wait. After that, no more. Then they are all 99 years. Next wave coming in, the east side will be all 99 years, I'm very sure. Then the next freehold wave will be 10 years later. So what kind of pricing can you expect 10 years later when a new freehold project launching in the east side? Are you going to launch much more expensive than now? I think you have to answer for yourself, right? So that's something that I want to share. I hope I answer your question. Thank you.
Thank you, Jip. So the next thing that they are curious about is, let me see, where is that question? Yeah, they want your input because you're talking about the east side, right? I think he's very keen. He's asking Telok Kurau area. What do you think about the area?
Wow. Telok Kurau is a popular area, very popular area when I was an agent 20 years ago, more than 20 years ago, right? When people talk about Telok Kurau, it's always associated with private landed properties, right? Telok Kurau is actually a mixed development whereby you recently, or the last 10 years, you start to see a lot of landed property combined, and then they sell to developer, they build small apartments coming up in that area. That's the reason why you see more and more apartments being built in Telok Kurau area, because their area is not zoned under safe landed area, right? So they are able to build apartment and up to 5.5 story high. Yeah, but if you look at the area, it's a very purely mature, and if you have a reason to stay there, for example, near your parents or near to the school or whatever, right? It's a good area to stay because it's a purely private residential estate, right? You are also staying very close to all the landed owners. You are not very far from the Eunos MRT station. So I will not say you can't buy if you have a specific reason, yeah. But if I have a choice, for example, I would rather want to in the district 15, and I have a chance to buy in a very prime point in the whole of district 15, and I'm paying cheaper than the resale leasehold price right now. Why should I forego this opportunity and go into another area of district 15? So that is actually my thoughts, and I hope you get my points, right? Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jip. So the next one that we see is repeated quite a few times. So I think I just summarized the couple of questions together. Okay, they are asking, because we are talking about the east side, right? Freehold properties. So I think probably the participants, or they could be staying in the east side as well. So they notice some trend. How come some freehold developments are cheaper than the other freehold? What causes the differences in the prices between one development and the other? They didn't mention about how old the other one is. So I assume anyway from market knowledge, we know that in certain years they build certain things, and that one is at that price point. So maybe I'm not sure. From your expertise, your years in the industry, what do you think?
Okay, I think there are actually quite a number of factors that can cause the kind of differences. First of all, I think the age play a part. Second thing is actually the kind of facilities or the appearance of the whole buildings, the design of the structures, whether is it very appealing, very popular, you love at first sight even before you walk into the project, whether is it attractive or not. I think that also. So it's actually the popularity of the development, right? In terms of layout and so on. And just now your question was saying some freehold appreciate lower than or slower than the other freehold. But likewise, this is only not applied to freehold, right? It also applies to 99 years, right? So I think it's not only freehold, 99 years also we see this kind of situation going on, right? So certain projects, if have a lot of transactions going on, right? So normally you will see the value appreciated faster if that is in the uptrend market. But I have done a research in the whole district 15 along this belt. I also noticed, even though those not very popular, smaller development, equally there are people making or owners making good profits when the market run, right? So it doesn't mean they are not moving, right? They are also, you still stand a chance to make profits if the market actually appreciate. And if you are holding onto a freehold, you are not worried about, when it comes to 20 years old, I have to quickly go and throw away, sell it away, because it's freehold, right? So even though you have to hold for very long, you don't have the kind of worry, right? So plenty of factors it all depends on the situations, right? But small and big development also are able to make money. Between all the freehold, they are making money as well, right? Unless they are entering into the wrong time. That's why I say the entry price, low entry price is very important. And the risk factor that I have shared with you, you will have to really study the whole island, what kind of people are doing what kind of transaction right now, right? Like what I tell you, if I'm going to buy the 1.063 freehold brand new 2 minutes to MRT at the Prime District 15, for example, right? And I'm paying much lower than a 99 years resale, 1 bedroom. What is my risk? Right, so definitely if you actually got that, your chances of getting appreciation will be very much higher if you follow this guideline. So that's what I'm trying to say. Right, I think we should focus on this and not to like understand why the other projects are not making as much, right? That kind of things. Okay, I hope I have answered some of your questions. Eddie, back to you.
Yep, I think you gave a very detailed illustration on that one. Another point that we would like to point out to everyone is that when we are chasing price, price is just what we pay. We need to look at the value of it, because it's not about buying the cheapest property in Singapore, because that's not our ultimate goal. I mean, different people have different needs. So it's about the value. Value is what we get, price is what we pay. So maybe that's another way of looking at it. Let's compare value. That will be a clearer, because value is your end state. It will be what you get in the end. So I think we can clarify that over here. Okay, now here comes the hot potato. This one we have been expecting for a long time. There's 10 questions like this. So we use the example of Coastline. He asks, how about Neon, Amber Park, Amber Sky? So, I mean, all these projects, right, I'm very sure they all have their unique selling point. Why we pick these coastlines as a case study, I will let Jeep share with you. We're not saying one project is better than the others. End of the day, right, it's your needs. What do you need? So that's another thing altogether. So I let Jeep handle this. Hot potato, throw to you.
Okay, I'm not saying other project is not good. I mean, all the project in the District 15, and they are all freehold status, and we are all very close to each other, right? I'm not going to say that which one is better or which one is lousy or what. No, every one of them actually have a unique selling point, and it all depends also on the buyer preference, because in terms of size, in terms of facilities, in terms of layout, everybody have their strengths. That's what I am trying to say. But why I choose Coastline, I think one of the reasons is because Coastline, right? You know, a new launch, right? Normally there will be some units having in terms of pricing, will be more attractive than the rest, right? Within a development, there will be a good buy unit, a star buy unit versus some of them already a premium buy. Right, so Coastline still stand an opportunity right now at this stage of time, whereby you are still able to get this star buy or low entry price within a project itself. I'm not comparing to other projects. I'm saying only Coastline alone, right? You still get this opportunity at this stage, right? So that's why I want to use Coastline as an example. I'm not saying other projects it's not good. Why I particularly want to choose Coastline? Because we still have opportunity. That's the reason why I want to bring up. For example, the 1.063, I think that is actually the cheapest freehold, 1 bedroom new launch, 2 minutes to MRT in the whole East Coast right now, in the whole belt there, right? So that's the reason why I say, why don't we grab this opportunity, right? At least go and take a look, at least go and find out more about this. We still have a chance. If people start to buy, and you will start to pay higher price. But Coastline haven't reached that stage whereby you are paying higher price yet, right? So that justified for a low entry point on my checklist, right? To choose a good freehold project whereby you enjoy a better capital appreciation in the future, right? So that's actually the whole reason why Coastline was brought up in this discussion topics, right? Eddie, back to you.
Thank you, Jeep. I think that's a great answer, because out of all the projects mentioned, Neon, Amber Park, Coastline, most of these projects, Amber Sky, we are marketing all together itself. So key thing is that we understand what do you mean by this, is that we understand clearly that each project have their own unique selling point. If you're looking for a very big project, Amber Park fits the bill. If you're looking for something that's sea view, I think Coastline fit the bill. So everything have their own unique circumstances. So as a buyer, main thing as such, if you can go into an investment with the consideration that you can also stay in it, I think you are very, very safe. Because end of the day, what we try to say, if you can get something that you're thinking of investing and you can also self-consume, how safe is that? That is very safe because it means that you're buying something. If I cannot sell it, I can still use. Then we are at a no-lose situation. That means we are on a win-win situation. That's what we feel over there. And each of these projects, right, their expected TOP date, for example, just using one of the criteria, is very different. For example, Coastline is TOP in 2022 expected because building progress now, we also cannot be very certain, but this is the expected TOP date from developer. Amber Park is 2024. So depending on your personal needs, if you're needing something for the near term, then Coastline fit the bill. If you want something later on, for example, you might be planning to shift to the east side because of school, whatsoever, during that period of time, then Amber Park fits your bill. So everything is very, very different. So key thing, I think we handle the hot potato not too bad. French fries. Because some of this question, right, I saw a member of the Real Estate Developers Association, prominent member is here asking question. So I better be very careful. If not, tomorrow I will not be the vice president anymore.
All right, man.
All right. Okay, I think it is good. I mean that we discuss about. Okay, last one. District 15 and District 14 and District 16. I mean, some parts of District 14 and District 15, the price is almost similar. But which one would you recommend? I mean, just on a broad stroke, we cannot say project to project. Between 14, 15, and 16, which one is the sweet spot?
I can just mention which one. Can I just answer that? Okay, if you ask my own personal opinion, if I'm going to buy a freehold, I think District 15 definitely is a more popular area for freehold property lover, right? As you can see from the past trend, definitely I will want to come into District 15. If you have but again, I think District 15 definitely if you want to come in, you have to pay certain premium over District 14 and District 16, right? That make a difference. So it all depends on what kind of price range that you can stretch for, right? If you're not, for example, if you have a budget of 1.6 something or 1.8 million, for example, right? You can only buy a 2-bedroom in District 15 Amber area, right? But with this price, you might be able to find a 3-bedroom in District 14, right? So a compact 3-bedroom. So that will make a difference. So what is your objective? Whether are you going for room size or you want a more prime atas location, right? So that can make a difference when it comes to a decision making, right? So budget is actually one of the concern. So if you are able to, then District 15 definitely is one of the very, very popular and very well-known district for freehold lovers, freehold properties. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeep, for tonight. I think it's a very good introduction to the east side and then what's the transformation coming up, because the government mentioned it before in the URA master plan, but after that, I think subsequently they focus more on the HDB towns rather than on the east side itself. So I think tonight we've given a very good outlook clearly to everyone. So for any other question that we may not have covered, because what we feel is that it may involve your personal portfolio and planning, which we feel that will be best left to the consultant that's managing your entire portfolio. Because whatever we provide over here is a broad stroke on the general basis. But we really would like to go into details with you. Just like how just now when the question was brought out, in a minute, I already gotten the information of Amber Sky, Amber Park, Coastline, and even Neon, because we have all this data. I mean, Promax being the largest listed real estate agency in Singapore, it's not about being the number of agents. It's also speaking about the amount of transaction we have. So all this transaction relates to data, which means to say that we can see market behavior, especially today, right? You all have received the news from URA, HDB on the first quarter's property price index. But actually, what if we say that we knew part of it some time ago? Why? Because URA captured timeline based on caveated properties. Caveated properties only happen a couple of weeks or even months after we transacted the property. So this is how we share data with all our agents. That's why they get fingertips information How come some of you may feel that, hey, how come you know about some properties that's transacted and it's not even reflected on URA yet? So this is what happened. Real-time live data on our system, not only in the resale market, but also in the property, in the developer sale. So new launches as well. So this is what other value that I would like to bring out today. In fact, this is something that I would like to bring up to all of you. Let me try to share screen on this. Yes, it's happening. So key thing is that tomorrow, I think a lot of your bankers will be calling you, my dear homeowners. Tomorrow you will see some revision in terms of interest rates. I do urge everyone to take this opportunity that we are going back into the low interest rate environment. Speak to our agents to help you to compare what interest rate is beneficial to you, to your advantage, especially with now the economic environment. Saving a few $100s every month will amount to a big amount at the end of the year. So I think key thing is this, is that it's unnecessary money to be spent. All you need to do is spend 5 minutes, 2 minutes in fact, to talk to our PropNext salesperson. We have directly linked up with UOB. I'm using UOB's artwork now, but not only them, DBS, OCBC, Maybank, HSBC, whichever bank in Singapore, because we directly link to the mortgage department. So if you're thinking of refinancing or repricing your loan, let us know, let my teammates know. They help you to plan. Is it a fixed rate or a floating rate or board rate? There's a lot of terms out there in the market which I know consumers will get confused. Which one suits your bill? And which one will help you the most? Speak to them. Spend a couple of minutes to save a few $1,000s. This is what I really urge. I mean, we are not here to say that we need to do a sale. No. End of the day, we are here to educate. I mean, not to the sense of so heavy. Share knowledge. We are here just here to share knowledge with everyone. So that in these terms, we all can get by together. We stick together as one, because we thank you for your support. This year, 2020 is PropNext 20th anniversary. We thank everyone for your support, that we can grow from a local startup company to become a listed agency in Singapore and become the largest as well. So truly Singapore born and bred company. We are here to support everyone in Singapore, be it that you can be a Singaporean PR or even a foreign talent coming to Singapore to help support our economy. We're here to handhold you along the way. So with that, I think we are very, very good tonight. Thank you all for being here, especially Jeep. Thank you for preparing all this, because why? Jeep don't have a lot of materials to work on. All these things he gathered by himself, he stitched it up, sent for approval, vetting, and then supported with some part of PropNext research department. Yes, you're right. PropNext have a research department. So do get your loan done, first thing. Second thing, go and get your URA first quarter's price index report and HDB report from all our salesperson. All these reports are readily on hand. Get it from us. We prepared it actually for you. And it's a neutral report for you to understand the market general as a whole. So with that, I think we thank you all tonight. Thank you, Jeep, for tonight. It's an awesome session. We kept very on time. So with that, we wish everybody a good evening, and then we see you when we see you. Stay safe and have fun as well. Thank you, Jeep.
Thank you, everyone, and a very good night to all of you. Enjoy your weekends. Thank you very much. Bye.